Have you ever walked into a pharmacy, picked up your medication, and walked out without really thinking about the person behind the counter? Many people believe a pharmacist simply hands out drugs, but the truth is far deeper, far more scientific, and far more essential than most people realize. Today on Pharm Geraldinho TV, I want to take you on a journey into the real world of pharmacy, what pharmacists actually do, why they matter, and how their everyday work silently protects millions of lives. A pharmacist is a trained medication expert, someone who spends years studying how drugs work, how they move inside the body, and how different organs respond. They understand that one small change in dose, timing, or drug combination can dramatically alter treatment outcomes. Beyond all the textbooks and exams, the pharmacist stands as the bridge between complex medical science and the patient who needs help in the safest, simplest, and most effective way possible. That is why dispensing is not just giving medicine. It is a serious clinical decision-making process. Before any drug leaves the counter, the pharmacist has already evaluated the prescription, checking the correctness of the dose, duration, frequency, and formulation. They consider the patient's age, weight, allergies, medical history, kidney and liver function, pregnancy status, and even dietary habits. They ensure that no dangerous interaction exists between the prescribed drug and anything else the patient might be taking, whether it is another medicine, a herbal product, or even a certain type of food. Many times, pharmacists quietly prevent side effects, therapy failure, and even life-threatening complications without the patient ever knowing the danger that was avoided. And then comes one of the most important yet underrated parts of pharmacy practice: counseling. When a pharmacist explains how to use a medication, how often to take it, whether to take it with meals, what to avoid, what warning signs to look out for, they are not just giving instructions, they are ensuring the patient gets the actual benefit of therapy. A medication used incorrectly can be as harmful as the wrong medication entirely. Proper counseling reduces hospital readmissions, prevents misuse, slows down antibiotic resistance, and protects patients who may not understand the risk of mixing medicines with herbal remedies, alcohol, or common everyday foods. In that moment of counseling, the pharmacist empowers the patient to take control of their health safely and confidently. But pharmacy goes far beyond the community counter. In modern healthcare, pharmacists are essential members of clinical teams handling complex diseases like hypertension, diabetes, asthma, heart disease, infections, kidney disorders, and chronic conditions. Clinical pharmacists review laboratory results, adjust medication doses, recommend safer alternatives, and help doctors make evidence-based therapeutic decisions. In many hospitals, clinical pharmacists participate in ward rounds, monitor drug levels, prevent medication errors, and ensure that every therapy is not only effective but also safe. Behind many successful treatments, there is often a pharmacist working tirelessly to ensure that every drug given is the right one for that specific patient. Hospital pharmacists also play a critical role behind the scenes. They prepare for medications, sterile solutions, parenteral nutrition, chemotherapy drugs, and emergency medications. They manage drug distribution systems, maintain emergency trays, and coordinate with nurses and physicians to ensure seamless drug administration. They are the silent engine keeping hospital medication systems safe and efficient. In the community setting, pharmacists are often the first point of contact. Many people walk into a pharmacy before ever visiting a hospital. Community pharmacists provide blood pressure checks, blood sugar testing, malaria screening, pregnancy testing, vaccinations, lifestyle counseling, and early disease detection. They offer confidential guidance on reproductive health, travel medicine, wound care, and preventive health. One knowledgeable community pharmacist can transform the health of an entire neighborhood. But the world of pharmacy is far bigger than hospitals and community pharmacies. Let's step behind the scenes into the industrial side of pharmacy, the factories where medicines are born. Industrial pharmacists work in drug manufacturing, formulation, production, packaging, and quality assurance. They turn chemical molecules into functional medicines like tablets, capsules, syrups, injections, creams, and controlled-release systems. They work in quality control laboratories, test raw materials, ensure purity, check stability, and verify that every batch of medicine meets global safety standards. Without industrial pharmacists, there would be no medications to dispense in the first place. From industry, we move to pharmacognosy, the study of medicinal plants, natural products, and herbal medicines. Pharmacognostists research, identify, extract, and analyze natural compounds that can be used as drugs. They ensure that herbal products are safe, standardized, and effective. In a world where many people use herbal remedies, pharmacists trained in pharmacognosy play a vital role in bridging traditional medicine with modern science. Another crucial field is toxicology, the science of poisons and harmful substances. Toxicologists study adverse effects of chemicals, drugs, venoms, and environmental toxins. They help in poisoning management, overdose interpretation, forensic investigations, and safety evaluations. They ensure that drugs are not only effective but also safe for human use. Veterinary pharmacy expands the pharmacist's impact to the animal world. Pharmacists working with veterinary medicines ensure safe treatments for pets, livestock, and wildlife. They help manage zoonotic diseases, protect food-producing animals, and support veterinary hospitals. Pharmaceutical microbiology focuses on microorganisms, good and bad, in the world of medicine. Microbiologists work in sterilization, contamination control, vaccine production, antibiotic sensitivity testing, aseptic processing, and quality monitoring of pharmaceutical environments. They ensure that medicines are free from harmful microbes and that antibiotics remain effective. Pharmacology, the backbone of drug science, explores how drugs act in the body, their mechanisms, side effects, toxicity, absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. Pharmacologists conduct research, animal studies, and early-stage drug development. They help the medical world understand not just what drugs do, but how they do it. Pharmaceutical chemistry is equally essential. Here, scientists design, synthesize, modify, and analyze chemical compounds that eventually become medicines. They study drug purity, identify impurities, develop analytical procedures, and contribute to the creation of new therapeutic molecules. Then we have social and administrative pharmacy, the branch that deals with the business, policy, and social aspects of pharmacy. These pharmacists study medication use patterns, healthcare systems, pharmacy management, pharmacoeconomics, and public health. They help design policies that improve access to medicines and strengthen healthcare systems. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful and often invisible branches of pharmacy, regulatory pharmacy. This is the side most people never see, but it is one of the strongest lines of defense protecting public health across the world. Regulatory pharmacists work with both national and international agencies whose job is to make sure that every medicine on the market is safe, effective, and high quality. Their work touches every stage of a drug's journey, right from development to manufacturing, packaging, distribution, and even long after the medicine reaches the public. These are the professionals who collaborate with major global bodies such as the World Health Organization, WHO, through its pre-qualification program. The United States Food and Drug Administration, known as the US FDA. The European Medicines Agency, or EMA. The United Kingdom Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency, the MHRA. Health Canada's Health Products and Food Branch. The Therapeutic Goods Administration in Australia. Japan's Pharmaceutical and Medical Devices Agency, the PMDA. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC. The Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, which regulates the profession. The South African Health Products Regulatory Authority, SAPRA. India's Central Drug Standard Control Organization, CDSCO. Brazil's Agência Nacional de Vigilância Sanitária, Anvisa. The Saudi Food and Drug Authority, SFDA. And the National Medical Products Administration of China, the NMPA. These organizations may be in different countries, but they share one mission: to protect the public from harmful or poor-quality medicines. Regulatory pharmacists do an enormous amount of behind-the-scenes work. They review scientific documents for new drugs, evaluate clinical trial data, and inspect pharmaceutical factories to ensure they meet global standards. They check that companies follow good manufacturing practice, known as GMP, so medicines are produced safely and consistently. They also monitor medicines after they reach the market. This is called pharmacovigilance, watching for side effects, safety concerns, or quality issues reported by healthcare professionals and patients. If something goes wrong, they can recall products, investigate complaints, or demand corrections from manufacturers. These pharmacists also approve product labels, packaging information, and patient leaflets, making sure that every detail is accurate, readable, and safe for the public. And because medicines travel across borders, they work with international harmonization bodies to create unified standards so that a medicine meeting quality requirements in one region can be trusted in another. At the end of the day, regulatory pharmacists act as the final gatekeepers between the pharmaceutical industry and the patients who depend on safe medications every single day. Their decisions protect millions of lives, quietly, consistently, and often without public recognition. One of the most specialized fields is nuclear pharmacy. These pharmacists prepare radioactive substances used in imaging and cancer treatment. They ensure safe handling, dosing, and transportation of radiopharmaceuticals. It is a highly advanced practice requiring specialized training and precision. Finally, academic pharmacy is where pharmacists become educators and researchers. They teach in universities, train future pharmacists, conduct groundbreaking research, write scientific publications, develop new drug delivery systems, and contribute to advancements in medical science. So what does a pharmacist really do? They protect lives. They educate communities. They prevent harm. They guide therapy. They ensure medicine safety. They innovate. They advocate. They transform science into healing. Pharmacists are not just medicine experts, they are healthcare pillars, clinical advisors, researchers, quality controllers, teachers, and public health guardians. Their impact is quiet but powerful. Their presence may sometimes be unnoticed, but it is absolutely irreplaceable. If this video enlightened, inspired, or educated you, don't forget to support the mission of spreading trustworthy health information. Subscribe to Pharm Geraldinho TV, like this video, share it with someone who needs to learn this, and turn on notifications so you never miss any of our health education content. Your health is your greatest investment. Let's learn together. Pharm Geraldinho TV, trusted health information.